I had a man stop by, and I may use this story several times. I know I've used it in the past. A man stopped by and he says, "Does your congregation live a good Christian life?" That was his question to me. And I didn't respond. I just stood there. I'm like, I knew the man wasn't interested in learning anything. And he said, "Well, what does it look like to live a good Christian life?" I just let him keep talking. But boy, that question sunk into me really deep. What does that look like? I thought to myself, it looks like a bunch of dead dog sinners seeking the Lord's face, crying out for mercy all the time. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like that we got our act cleaned up. We don't do this anymore and we don't do that anymore. It looks like a bunch of dead dog sinners that are crying out, "Lord, have mercy on me, the sinner." That's what the Christian life looks like. Now, I want to make a statement this morning that some people would say controversial. I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I know it's the truth. If a preacher says, you must look to yourself, you must look to your works, or you must look to your deeds as evidence for salvation or for salvation, he is not preaching the gospel of God's free and sovereign grace. If a preacher says you need to look to yourself, you need to examine yourself for good works, you need to examine yourself for your deeds if they are pleasing unto the Lord, if you're to look to yourself for anything, if a preacher preaches that, he is not preaching the gospel of grace. He's preaching works. My hope is that the Lord keeps us from that. Christ is our hope in all the work that he did, not our works. Christ's life is our hope, not the life we live. Christ is our only hope, period. Not what we do, not what we think, not what we say, what he did, what he thought, what he said, what he accomplished. That's our hope. We do not preach salvation by works, or we are looking at what we produce. We preach Christ, don't we? And that is the hope that we have. Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. This is our hope.